In today's video, we are at the northern section of the Cape York Peninsula in Far North Queensland, which is the very, very tippity top of mainland Australia. Thankfully, I get another crack at fulfilling my dream of catching a fish at the tip, hopefully without snapping a rod this time. We'll also be checking out Punsand Bay and fishing while camping at Roonga Point, although we won't be there in a hurry as we've got to wait for old mate Snake to cross the road in front of us first. We're negotiating with crabs, we're making bushproof rain hats, we're searching for plane wrecks down overgrown tracks, and we're rushing to make the ferry home once we realise we've mucked around for a little bit too long. If this sounds like an adventure you can get around, then stay tuned and enjoy. Cape York, here we go. Really, this is the last chance for me to catch a fish at the tip this trip, so no pressure. If you've been following along with the Cape York trip so far, you will know overall my fishing attempts have not been overly successful. Although I have caught a fish or two and a few sharks, I've snapped a rod, I've cooked a reel, and I've certainly lost more fish than I'd like to admit. My fishing gear is melting
and snapping.
Although all hope is not lost, we've still got today. Here we go. You can see just the start of the rocks over there. That's where I walked to last time. But this time, I'm going up and over the top. Here we are. Northernmost point of the Australian continent. Let's get a line out there. Kicking back right next to the sign. Place to myself. Whoop. Hooked another fish here. See if we can get this one up. It's going for that little rock, I think. To play with here because I got bamboozled by a big beast of the ocean the other day, so we don't have a lot of line to work with. And he's gone. The trip to the tip just doesn't feel complete until I've got a photo with the fish over there, so we will persist for a bit longer. It's feeling like it's moving through rock at the moment, which is never a good feeling on line. If I wasn't trying to catch a fish right at the tip, I'd move over that way a little bit because, as I said, you can see there's kind of rocks under here, which isn't ideal, but you want to catch one at the tip, this is the spot to be. Look at this, absolute attitude. Just little wax. Alright, so it looks like I've traded my piece of bait for a piece of weed. How bloody good is this, hey? Here we go. This feels like a fish. Not too big. Just the perfect size for a photo, I think. Hopefully we can keep them on. Oh, snag. Some rocks, gotta let some line out. Hopefully he's still there. He's still there. Snag is there. Is fish still on the end though? Oh, that'd suck if I just swapped the fish for a snag. I think I have. Lost another one. Getting a bit desperate here. Maybe I'm going to have to try to catch a fish out of here. Well, no fish, but I'm pretty sure a turtle just popped up there. That's pretty random. The old Tuna Slayer 9000. Let's give the Helco Twisty a burn. Uh-oh. We're on. here, try getting away from snags down there. What have we got? Eventually try and work our way around this edge if we can. Oop. Let's get sharked. Nah. Oh. Ooh. Oh no! No! Just broke the leader. The tip's just there. There's a turtle. There's old mate turtle again. If only fish were as easy to find as turtles seem to be. That's the end for the fishing today. We have put in a good effort, but unfortunately we've come up empty-handed, and sometimes that's just fishing. I take a moment here to snap this dream photo of the fish that I caught at the tip, then BadGaz and I make our way to camp. But as we cruise back down Pajinka Road into the night, we bump into a couple of slithery critters.
Bloody snake.
A bloody slithery demon cruising through the night. Ooh. Would you believe it? That one is pretty long, BadGaz. Oh. Go on, Danger Noodle. Move along. Oh, he's going, Trish. Look at him slither. Look at this slithery little critter, Gaz. Oh, he's sticking his tongue out. He's having a sniff. He's having a sniffle of the air, Gaz. He's checking us out via smell.
Sniffing with his tongue.
Is he going to be the length of the road? Nah, not quite. Have a look at that. That is why, Gaz, we sleep with our windows all the way up. Because you just never know who's slithering around the bush.
Imagine if he just stops there. He's like, I'm sleeping.
Oh, he's doing the look at the middle of him. He's bending. Somebody call Danger Noodle snake removal. Ooh. Whenever you're ready, mate. Just take your time, mate. We're not in a rush at all. We've got nowhere to be. Ooh, got the heebie-jeebies, Gaz.
I know, I'm not going to be able to sleep now.
We're going to see another one?
Hope not. Maybe we'll see a crocodile tonight.
We get to camp, whip up a quick meal, and make it through the night without any more snakes in sight. Our next stop is Punsand Bay, which has powered and unpowered sites, cabins, a restaurant and a bar, which was a lovely place to visit after spending a bit of time in the bush. Really cool place. Here we go. What have we got here, BadGaz?
Pizza.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
What are you going to eat?
Oh. Gaz loves pizza.
I miss pizza.
What happened, BadGaz?
Can't eat it all.
After leaving Punsand Bay, but before our pizza comas kicked in, we made the short drive of about 5 kilometres to a place called Roonga Point. Just quietly, I think this is my favourite spot in the Northern Peninsula area, and I'm sure you'll see why in just a moment. Good morning, BadGaz.
Hello.
Not a bad view at all. Let's see if we can get a super duper going from here. Bit of scissors action. Oh yes! Now if this isn't living, I don't know what is. This place is absolutely magic here. Very, very cool spot. One of the better spots that we've been actually along the entire east coast, I think. Little exercise gear bag. Oh, already made. Lovely work, Gaz. Ooh, switcheroo. Just quickly introduce you to another member of the team here who I think has only made one video appearance so far, and it was when we got bogged the other day on the way to the tip. So this is our shovel. I was thinking about naming this shovel David because David Spade, but I've ended up settling on Doug, for obvious reasons. Now you may notice that Doug has had a bit of a haircut compared to a standard shovel, and that is because where we store Doug is a pretty tight fit, so I'll give you a look. Width-wise, you'll see that Doug is just a little bit narrower than the Cruiser, and if we have a look under the Cruiser here, so this is just underneath behind the bull bar, you'll see that there's this hole. Now this hole goes all the way through to the other side, and it just so happens that it perfectly fits a shovel handle in there. Now you can probably understand why we had to give him a bit of a trim around the edges. We've also got this clip here. This just goes up over the top. Oh, a bit tricky with one hand, but you can see we've got a hole in the shovel here too. So the theory behind that was that if the shovel tried to sort of rotate down at all, this will stop that from happening, but it hasn't moved since we've left home. We come around to the other side then, you'll see that here's the end of Doug poking out. Now we just give that a good pull, just to make sure that the shovel's nice and tight in there, and then you might notice we've got a hole drilled here too. So what we do with that is we just pop this pin through, which obviously will stop the shovel sort of vibrating out. And then to keep this pin in, we've got this little trailer type pin that goes through that at the back so that this can't come down. So that's Doug, and this is where Doug lives most of the time. So if we're doing any driving where we might get the car bogged and then it might be hard to get the shovel out, what I'll try to do is to take it out ahead of time and put it up on the roof here. So you can see we've got these mounts here, this one and this one. And what we can do with that is essentially just put the handle of the shovel through there, and then we can tighten it up and keep it on the roof. So now that we're all familiar with Doug, let's hit the road. Alrighty folks, as you can see here, we in fact did not hit the road just yet, and that's because I had to have another go at catching a couple of fish out here, and thankfully I did get something. We'll throw this little grub around, see if anyone's hungry. Apparently queenfish and trevally get around here, so I'd be happy to hook either of those. And every now and then out there in the water you can see a little bit of commotion going on. Yes! We finally hooked something that's not a shark. Not a huge fish, but a fish. Maybe a little trevally. Again, I'm just happy it's not a shark. Yeah, I think it's a little trevally. How cool is that? Very cool. All right, Trev, off you go. Careful of crocs in the croc zone. Can't get any closer than that. Sorry, mate. Oh, he's off. Yeah. Nah, you can go back to the ocean, mate, but I need that back. Give it back. Mate, I'm happy to let you go, but I'm gonna need my lure back, all right? You can't just leave with the big red special, mate. You can't. On your bike, Mr. Crab, I'll let you go. So after catching my first ever trevally, an ambitious crab and a tree or two, we jump back in the car and start to head south towards Bamaga. But before we got there, I had to check out one last little fishing hole. On the way there, we did start to get a bit of rain, but that wasn't going to stop me from having a fish. So although I didn't have a rain hat, I had a Woolworths bag, which worked almost as well.
I don't think he's going to catch any fish wearing that thing.
It says crocodile reported in this area in the last 7 days.
Ooh,
so
better be careful.
Better be careful.
And it's raining.
It's too good of a little river section to not throw a lure.
It's not very big.
There's no fish in there, Gaz, but do you want to know about another good feature of my hat?
Yeah.
What I've done is I've put the sunglasses arms through the arms of the hat. So even in high winds, can't go anywhere.
Head parachute.
It's a rain hat, Gaz.
Can't take you serious with that thing on your head.
After finding a new practical use for my shopping bag, we drove about 15 to 20 kilometres to Bamaga BP, the northernmost servo in mainland Australia. We topped up on diesel, cleaned the dust off our solar panel Mal Gibson. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I think cleaning this might help pick up a bit more solar. And said g'day to a wandering dog, and there's actually quite a few of those out here. The next mission for the day is to look for some historic plane crash sites within the bush surrounding Bamaga. We found out about these from a small locally sourced map, but we also have a map book which makes some reference to them as well. At this point, we're really not sure what to expect or if we'll be able to find them, but we're going to go have a look anyway. So we haven't yet found the plane wrecks, but we have found a boat ramp. Looks pretty crocky, doesn't it, Gaz?
Very.
I love this car. Doesn't really show you on the map exactly where that plane is, so we'll just putt around this area till we find it, I think. So we've made it to the airport, but we still haven't found these wrecks. Starting to feel like the wrong way, Gaz, like that day we were trying to get to the tip and we ended up down some weird track.
Probably.
Ooh, we're a bit deep now, BadGaz. Hopefully we don't have to reverse out of here. I think we're here, Gaz. So this is the first fenced off section, and I can see just over there there's some more fenced off section, so we'll go take a look. I can't see any other informational plaque on that second fenced area, so I think both of these fenced areas are from the same plane. The map book that we have does have this wreckage on it, but it's pretty hard to find. Like, there's no signs on the roads or anything like that. We've really just kind of pushed into a track here, as you can see, and yeah, sort of stumbled upon it just by knowing that we're in the general area. So
We're now looking for the next plane wreck.
oh dear, BadGaz.
I don't think we're going down here. Or even some big logs.
G'day, BadGaz.
Good job, mate.
Alright, let's go around. I think we needed to travel along the main road a little bit further before we turn back into the bush, so we're going back out past Bamaga Airport, which is here, and there's a random horse over there. Ah, BadGaz, here's a couple of hitchhikers. G'day mate, where are you off to? Not much of a talker, that one. So that map book that we have only shows the plane ruin that we've already been to, but we've got a little local map that shows there's some more out here, but the little local map doesn't have a lot of these tracks on it, so it's hard to work out exactly where they are, but that's all good.
one.
Let's go have a look, guys. Our map book shows that there's a fuel dump from World War II out here somewhere. Now this isn't the exact spot that it shows it, but we've come across heaps of barrels like this. Which way do we go now? Try this way first. I think we found the next one, Gaz.
Yeah, I think so. It's a big one, that one.
It is. Obviously some really sad and dark history there, but we're moving on now. We're going to Bamaga shopping centre. We're going to stock up on some supplies and then head back over the Jardine Ferry and keep on moving. Hey, troopy! Here I am, just keeping myself busy with a little jam sesh while BadGaz goes into the supermarket. I never get that end part right. Yes, BadGaz, this is what we needed.
They had them.
A few lollies, hey Gaz?
Yeah, they were cheap.
There we go, restocked. We're off to fill up the water tanks now, as this is the last public tap that I'm aware of for about 350 to 400 k's, and we do not want to run out of water up here. Let's pay Jose a visit, shall we? There we go. Jose always cooperates at the start, and then towards the end becomes a bit problematic. Oh, Jose! I usually just run the water for a second in case there's any spiders or bugs just living on the edge there. Hit it, Gaz! Thank you. So we've got ourselves into a bit of a predicament here. We've been fluffing around for probably a little bit too long this afternoon. Now it's a bit tight to get the Jardine Ferry back over. So it's 4 o'clock now. I think the ferry stops taking people across at 5. And map says we're 40 minutes away. But I think that's assuming that we're doing 80k on the dirt roads here, which I haven't been doing because they're pretty corrugated. So we're cutting it pretty fine. We're going to go for it. If we don't make it, we'll have to reassess. But for now, we're just hoping we get there.
Do you think we're going to make the crossing?
Oh, no.
I think we will.
Let's see. So the good news is we've made it to the Jardine River, where the barge is that takes us across. The bad news is I'm not sure if anyone's on the barge. They might have gone home for the day. So it's out there, but it's not moving this way.
It says it's meant to be till 5 and it's not 5 yet.
So we'll just wait it out for a little bit and we might be asleep in there till the morning. Yes, guys.
Yes.
It's coming over.
I was right.
Lucky.
High five.
That was a close one. On our way up the Cape, we paid $121 to cross the Jardine Ferry, and that also includes our return trip today. The trip on the ferry was very quick. As you can see, the river is not all that wide, so it was probably only about a minute long. And that is the end of the northern part of Cape York. That's sad, Gaz. I want to go back. The Jardine River Ferry office. There we go. For anybody who is curious, we didn't organise our ferry payment ahead of time. We just paid it at the office on the day. Just going to get some tools out and make sure everything is nice and tight, because now we're obviously doing the big trip back through all the corrugations that we came up through. So
I was going to say, I don't have any muscles.
Here we go, guys. Keep slipping off the nut, guys. Alright guys, you finish it off, Muscles.
Okay.
It's better.
You got one? I don't know where it goes. Do I take that off?
Yep. See that arrow? The arrow lines up to the dot. So we have to turn this. And we got to just winch it in enough that it pulls up tight, okay? Alrighty folks, that is the end of today's adventure. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you had as much fun watching as we had exploring this amazing part of the country. If you enjoyed today's video, you can hit the like button. If you'd like to see more adventures, you can hit subscribe. And if you'd like to say g'day, you're welcome to leave a comment below. In the next video, we make our way back down the Cape, fishing and exploring along the way. We've got about 700 kilometres ahead of us between here and Lakeland Roadhouse, which I consider the end of Cape York. After that, we'll be continuing our travels around Australia.
That's it for today. See ya!